Hey, how's it going, everybody? Sarasota Tim. I'm about to show you the only car, the best car that you should consider, the best rated, that checks all the boxes for anyone looking to buy a sedan. Not a crossover, not a pickup truck, not a go-fast car, not a coupe. But if you're looking to buy one of the few four-door sedans that are still manufactured today, look no further than the Honda. And don't look at anything else than the Honda Hybrid. And then don't consider anything less than the Honda Hybrid Touring model. This is the most select, the highest demanded car, the best value for your money. We all know about Hondas, we always have, but the Honda Touring, the Honda Hybrid Touring, and that's the only way you can get this model, and it only comes with a certain trim level. They all have the same options. Now, while there's a few different colors, I will tell you that this is my car, and it is for sale, only because I bought a truck and I'm going to be traveling, and I use a truck more than I do a car now, so my needs have changed. But that's not what this is about. This is wanting to encourage you, whether you buy a used or a new, whatever, but if you're looking for a four-door sedan, you don't want to buy anything less than this right here. Now let's get into it. Now again, this is a 2024. The 25 is unchanged, and it is the Hybrid Touring model. So what does that mean? Well, they make a Hybrid Sport, and I think they've got one other Accord that has a hybrid engine in it. But the Touring model is unique to any of them. It's the highest trim level. It has the same MSRP nationwide, except maybe California where they charge different emission charges. It's $40,440. And then the additional things that you can get on that are possibly things that the dealer can put on while at the dealership, such as a coating over the paint, an interior protection, the door edge guards, and which this one has, they're invisible, and the guards that are inside here, like for where your rings don't scratch the paint. There's a little clear invisible shield in there. Here you go, without the shadow there. And it also has what I really appreciate, because a lot of dealers do different things. This one has, I'll show you on the inside, the Honda floor mats. They're the weather guard type mat. They're a vinyl plastic with a lip on them. So if you get in there, you're in the snow or you're in the sand at the beach, or you know, like walking around out here, and you get in the car, those carpeted mats, while they're sort of luxurious, they get dirty easy, and the mats that I'm going to show you are the ones you want, and I have them. The styling of this car is unique in the sense that it was redesigned in 23 to this more of a, I don't know if you want to call it conservative or whatever. It had a more of a fastback, a crease down the side, a sport look, similar to the Toyota Camry and the others that really emphasize like more youthful and sporty look. But what you have here is a more mature model, more luxury. It doesn't scream sport, but it is extremely exquisite. And this particular model you're looking at is also the pearl white, which is probably, no question, the most sought color there is, with the gray interior. Now you can get the black interior, and it is nowhere near as pretty on the inside, in my opinion, and most others, than the gray that you're looking at. In the Hybrid Sport model, the trim level down, there's a different sport wheel, a rim. This one has the 19-inch piano black with the brushed aluminum look on there. They're extremely attractive, with Michelin tires, low profile. It has the piano black gloss grille with a lower air dam. The headlights, of course, are LED, the turn signals, the tail lights. the signals in the mirrors, the warning lights. When you think of luxury in a Lexus or a Cadillac and features like climate control, air conditioning, and blind spot monitoring, and cross traffic alerts and all, of course it's got it. It's got it, and it's got everything else. It's got the automatic door locks when you walk away. You can turn that off if you want with your key fob. You just get out and walk away. You get an acknowledgement beep when you close the door, and then you get another one after you walk away about 5 or 10 feet. This again is the hybrid touring. And this pearl paint is magnificent. You can see it in the sunlight there. It's just really, really special. The hybrid touring is the only one that has the lights that actually come all the way in. None of the other Accords have that. They stop about here. The sunroof is standard on all of them. The shark fin antenna. It has, I'll go over the features on the inside. Of course, it's got the upgraded Bose music system. And let me tell you, there's nothing clearer, there's nothing better. I mean, you can just keep turning it up and it just keeps getting louder. It doesn't distort. It is amazing. It has Apple CarPlay, it has Android CarPlay or Android Play. And when you play your music through your Apple Music or YouTube Music or whatever you listen to, the audio quality is always better through something like that than the radio. And you can really, really enjoy your favorite genre of music. The windows are tinted. I had these specially tinted to a light tint. The sun is making it look a little darker, but as you can see right in there and see my steering wheel. I don't like window tinting at all, actually, but in Florida you've got to have it. But I don't like it when you can't see out of it at night, and you can see right through there in the back. This is the lightest tint. Of course, it's legal. It's more than legal, but you can still see the interior. I like a car, when it's a beautiful car, to be able to see the pretty seats on the inside. And while you can't see them as clear with the window tinting like I have, but you can still see them. And we're going to open up the door and get inside now and take a look. But this has just everything you can imagine. The handling is unlike any other car. I mean, the power steering is electronic. It is just like driving a, I don't know, go-kart or something. It's just so nimble. It's so responsive. It's amazing. And it has a beautiful big trunk in the back with the fold-down rear seats. And look at the lines on that car. The mirrors, there's no blind spots. You have a lot of visibility. That's another thing that they changed from the old body style. I mean, look at that back end. This reminds you of the Audi that has this styling. I forgot what model it is. But look at those lines. This is a magnificent looking car. Let's talk about the price, $40,440. The average new car today is about $40,000. I mean, if you get anything with any kind of equipment at all, they're not afraid to ask $40,000. $50,000, there's plenty of those too. And then they go up. And we know what some of the more luxury cars cost, the Cadillacs, the Lexuses, the upgraded Hondas like the Acuras and so forth. But why pay more, tens of thousands more, when you've got everything they've got and more right here? And you've got plenty of room in the back seat, you got plenty of room in the front seat, you got all those luxury features. The hybrid motor, the biggest thing about this car, and the only reason it's even in that price point, is you're going to spend $5,000 for a hybrid motor. What is a hybrid motor? A hybrid motor is the way you want to go. You don't want that electric car. I say you don't want it. People buy them. You can get it if you want to. But when you buy an electric car and you need to be recharged, you've got to sit there for an hour. I mean, don't tell me it's going to do it in 15 minutes or half an hour. You can get some kind of juice, but you're going to be, needing an hour anyway to charge your car up. So if you get a hybrid, you don't have to worry about that. You go to the gas station like everybody else and you buy gas. But when that car doesn't need that gas engine to push it, like around town in lower speeds, and you use the electric part of the motor, there's 2 motors in there. You're getting 2 motors. Then that takes over. And it has a lithium battery that's under the rear seat, a huge battery, and that motor pushes this car. And this car will deliver 45 miles per gallon. Now, most people have to buy a tiny car, a Corolla, a Prius, or some kind of a small car to even think about that kind of mileage. Over 40 miles per gallon, and on the highway does about the same. So you've got all this comfort, luxury, and smooth riding, and medium size, you're not in a small car, and you've got the gas mileage of a little gas zipper car. And you've got both the electric and gas. And the lithium battery is good for as long as you're going to own the car, likely. It is going to last you forever. The transmission is one of the big selling points. This is a CVT-V or whatever they call it. I might be mispronouncing it, but all the other hybrids, including I think Toyota, employs a transmission that, while I'm sure they're fine, there are things you can study online about them being, I don't know, an issue, or could be an issue, or expensive to repair. And this one does not have that. This is I forget what the other one's called. This is the CVT. I have the window sticker in there. It probably says it on there. So they actually started hybrid cars originally before Toyota, and then got out of it. And then Toyota, of course, is really popular with them, with the Prius and everything. But now Honda come back out, and they just really knocked it out of the park with the Accord. Now, some people argue that, you know, they wish they could buy the Honda Accord in a low trim level so they could get the fuel economy. But Honda has decided the way they package it is you can only buy the upper tier, more expensive MSRP models with the hybrid engine. So, but when you think about it, $40,000, and it can be had for in the 30s, upper 30s. We all know that. You can get a discount. You're getting all the car in the world, and in 2025, there's no difference. So whether you get a 24 or a 25, you definitely want to consider getting one of these. Now, mine is for sale. It has only 2,800 miles on it. It's only a few months old, and it's for sale for $36,000. And it has all the maintenance that comes with it. I have all those additional features that I talked about that the dealer put on, and it has the remainder, less a few months, of the bumper-to-bumper 3-year warranty. So I could park this car on the showroom floor of any Honda dealership, and you would walk in and you wouldn't know it from a new one. So I mean, it's just flawless. And but it's got 2,800 miles on it. So it's being sold, and I'm gonna, like I say, travel with my pickup truck. But this one will probably go fast. You probably won't be able to get it. Hopefully you could. It's listed on the periodicals. Just take a look. But if you're looking for a 4-door sedan, look no further. And if you could find a pre-owned titled, with very low mileage, like I'm doing here, and people sell for whatever reasons. Like my reasoning is simply I have 2 vehicles, I don't need 2. And so I have a truck and I'm going to travel, and I don't want it just to sit around, and I might not come back to where I'm at, and I can't take 2 cars with me. So it has to go. But when I bought it, I knew I was buying the right car, and I don't regret it whatsoever. I'm just sitting here telling you that after this one's gone and you're looking for a 4-door car, this is the car you want. You don't want anything else. You don't want the Camry. You don't want anything else. You want the Honda Accord. You want the hybrid, and you want to get the touring model. Because let's take a look at the inside now. Put my hand in there. The doors unlock automatically with my key fob in my pocket. As you can see, I've got those beautiful tinted windows that you can see right through. No issue at all. They did a beautiful job. Now, as you can tell, I have the gray interior, and it's more of it's gray, but it's almost like taupe. It's just very luxurious, the way the contrast is with the sort of a chocolate brown other part, and it's all padded and soft here and soft here. The appointments are beautiful. All of this is different than the lower trim levels. Of course, it's got the Bose music system right here. Let me show you. Right there. And it is amazing. It's all a digital dash and everything. I'm Sarasota Tim. You can set it up to greet you for whatever you want. It's all the new Hondas, including the Civics, have started putting this design in. Instead of just little vents, it's behind there. It's a beautiful design. And the piano black plastic around here is unique to the hybrid model. You've got a USB-C and a USB-C here. One is for the Apple CarPlay without even Bluetoothing or anything. You just tether it, but it is Bluetooth, Apple or Android Play. And this one is just for your battery charging. But it also has wireless charging. Just lay your phone right here. And this is all rubberized. It's like a sticky, rubber, so it's not your phone won't slide around. Keeps it in place. Got 2 cup holders here. A very soft, very nice armrest to put your arm on. These are air conditioned, well, they're vented seats and they're heated seats. But in the summer, you actually get, and boy, can you feel it. You really can feel it. These are the things that you appreciate with the Touring Edition. Everything is LED. There's nothing incandescent. Of course, you've got LED vanity mirrors on both sides. LED here for your sunglasses up there. There's the moonroof, which you can have just open like that. You can vent it open in the back. You can retract it all the way back, whatever you want to do. Several positions. You've got drink holders and a pocket there, a map pocket in the doors, in both the doors. The screen, okay, when they started coming out with these in cars, they were about this big. Then they got that big. This one, you don't need any bigger, believe me. You've got a basic iPad or a laptop there. And let me just show you. Of course, it's going to be very quiet because it's electric. When it starts up, the engine's running right now. You didn't hear anything, though. Then, let's close the door so we don't hear any beeping. I have it on the Apple CarPlay. So you have all the apps here. And here's all my apps. It's very responsive. And if you go home, you can use the Google Maps instead of the Apple Maps. And you can, it comes with Google. Like, hey Google, what time is it?
4:35 p.m.
And this is what came with it. This is nothing tethered to my phone. If I didn't have my phone on, I have Google. Complete Google, anything I want that Google can do, I've got it. And of course, it's got all these, like I said, different apps and things like that. Go back to the home. You get the Play Store. You got Alexa here. Android Auto is there. And all you got Google Assistant, your Bluetooth, your gas mileage here. I'm averaging 48.6 miles per gallon. And I have 131 miles left to go with this much fuel on the dash. Now, let me tell you another wonderful thing about this car. I'm sure you've been in new cars and you've seen the paddle shifters right here, right? See that? There's one on this side over here. These aren't shifters. Not on the Honda Accord. This is your braking. This is regenerative braking. You can press this up to, I don't know, 5 times or more. I think I use 3. I have 1, 2, 3. And then I hold it on the third one, and it will actually memorize that setting. And when I let off the gas, you can feel the car braking, but it doesn't use the brakes. It uses the electric motor to slow the car down. And it is a way better feel of braking than you get with the regular brakes. And if you remember to use that, it does 2 things. It brakes the car, but it also charges, right here's your fuel gauge on your lithium battery. It's a battery icon right there. And the lithium battery is underneath the rear seat. So that keeps your battery up so it doesn't have to click on the engine to charge it. So when you slow down every time, you're throwing charge back into your battery, as well as using that to slow the car down. You may never replace your brake pads on this car. I mean, I don't see it ever needing to replace them, hardly, because this thing is just amazing. The little wheel here and the little wheel here and all these buttons, I won't go into it, but it's all, you can change everything on the dash to how it looks. You can have different information like speed and time. I keep it on range and fuel. There's the power flow and gauge display, which we're not going to change it. Vehicle stability assist, heads up display. There we go. Let's talk about that. All right. Brightness setting. Let me get back to where now you can have no content. And I want to get it back to, there's maintenance. Oil life, 70%. I haven't even used but 30% of my oil life owning this car. It's got 2,850 miles. So, you know, I haven't even done the first oil change. Anyway, let's get back to the range, drive. It's got a lot of stuff. Oh, and there's the maps. It gives you the maps here too. If you don't want to look over here at your map and you want to keep something else on display, you can do that. And then when you do put, okay, I'm back to range and fuel. When you do put a destination in the map, it's going to show you on there. And I don't know if you can see the heads-up display. There it is. It's blinking probably because of the camera. But it'll give you the directions, too, of your next turn when you have a destination set. But when you're driving, this is like an F14. A few cars have this today, these new cars. It's called heads-up display. And while you're driving, you can see your speed and everything like that. And that's really, really nice. Of course, the air conditioning is climate control. You simply press automatic, and this passenger over here can change. The sync light went out. They can go to 74 degrees. You can keep 70 degrees on this side of the car. Or you can hit sync, and they're both going to be that. And of course, with automatic, the great feature of that is it will automatically turn on the heated seats if it's cold. Like this morning here in Florida, believe it or not, it was cold. And when I hit automatic and 70 degrees, unlike an air conditioning that would come on in the summer, it turned on heat and turned on my heated seat. And it automatically knows whether I need 1 or 2 levels of heat. And then in the summertime, if it was 90 outside and I have it set on 70, this would change over to the fan on the ventilated seats that you get in the hybrid model. And there's the Bose music system there. The speakers are in the door and in the rear. And of course you have grab handles for the driver and the passenger. Also for both rear doors back there. And this is a power recliner and a power seat. Full power seats on both sides, again, with the touring model. I haven't even removed the little plastic that's on the shifter here. That's covered with that protective film. Another great feature is this is the, got to do with the electric motor. This right here will change if I push this right here. Notice on the dash, we go to normal mode. Then we can go to sport mode. Then we can go to individual mode. You can set it up. And then there's an economy mode. If we go back here, it also shows you on your screen. So we move it here, normal, and then you have that sport mode. And believe me, there is a difference, a huge difference. I leave it in economy because I find myself in sport mode of this thing wanting to get too hot. I don't mean it's a race car. I just mean that it's got a lot of power. And I find myself approaching red lights and other cars. I'll come in a little hotter than I feel comfortable driving. I'm a slow driver. So I leave it in economy. And I was just going to tell you these other buttons. This is your emergency brake. You apply that, and now the brake is on. And you put the brake on and turn that off. This is a great feature, and all the new Hondas have it. It's called brake hold. I'm going to press that, and look here. Oh, I have to have the seatbelt on. Let me put my seatbelt on. It will not work without your seatbelt. Okay, you ready? There it is. Brake hold. What brake hold is, you put it in drive and you come into traffic, right? You're on the freeway, you're in the city, it's just stop and go, and you come to a brake, come to a stop. You can take your foot off the brake and the car will hold. And you don't have to sit there and hold your foot on the brake. You can just have happy feet. And then when you're ready to go, you give it a little gas. The engine just kicked on to charge the battery. You give it a little gas and you go. And the next time you stop, it holds again. And it's a very cool thing. You get used to it. You love it. It's better than just holding your foot there, especially when you come to a red light or in stop and go traffic. So they think everything out. They've employed everything. And all the information that you get is very intuitive once you get familiar with your car. And you know what to look for and what lights are on for when your cruise is on and stuff. And of course, the cruise control is adaptive cruise control. What that means is you put the cruise control on, and when you approach a car, the car will slow down. It won't just keep going into somebody. It will automatically keep a safe following distance, and you can change that distance with this. And I think there's 4 distances that you can keep from approaching another car. This has, are you ready for this? Automatic rain water sensitive windshield wipers. You take it and you pull it down one time. And let me see. Okay. This one here, it'll always sweep once. Now, if it starts to rain, the wipers come on by themselves. And they go as fast as they need, and they'll stop at a red light if it goes to a mist. And if the rain stops, they stop. You don't have to do anything. It knows it all. Not to mention the steering and the lane assist. You can change these features on here where you can pretty much take your hand off the wheel. It'll remind you to put your hands back on the wheel. It doesn't have self-driving mode, but you cannot veer from your lane. If you're distracted doing something or you're not paying attention, this car will pull itself back and not let you change lane. You have to fight it to change lanes. The only way it will is without a fight is if you use your turn signal. And then of course it allows the car to move it wherever you wanted to put it. But it sees, it's got cameras on the bottom of these mirrors. And if it sees that you're crossing that white line on either side. And then another thing on the heads-up display and right here on the dash, both places, when you're approaching a stop sign in the city, a little stop sign light comes on in an octagon stop sign form, both in the heads-up display and here, to show you in case you're not looking or you don't notice it, so you don't run a stop sign. Isn't that great? This has the push button start right here, the power start. And that's all you got to do. And what else am I leaving out that I should show you? Oh, the mats that I wanted to show you. This is the lip mats. You see there, they're a Honda Accord on there. They're fitted to the floor, and they have this lip, and you can wash them, with water, soap and water, and your carpet will never, ever be damaged at all. And let's see, you've got adjustable seat belts. All cars have that. And it has the armrest in here with storage. Of course, it has the tilt wheel and a telescopic wheel that you can adjust. The mirrors, of course, are electric. And that one, when you put it in reverse, pay attention. It goes down for you so you can see the curb or road or whatever you're backing into a space. And here it tells you it's electronic vehicle ready, the EV ready. It's set on automatic. See that little icon there that says right here? That's the same one that's right here. And if I press that, I have it on automatic now. But if I put it on there, I'm forcing it to stay on electric. And until I go, I don't know, over 40 or 45 miles an hour, or give it a lot of gas, it's going to stay in electric. So you can force it to be an electric, just going around town, so you don't ever burn any gas. I mean, I never really do that because it'll go to electric when you're driving slow anyway. So that about wraps it up. For a high $30-something thousand, you're getting a car. We all know the name Honda, and you got these features, and these are unique to the Touring. You don't get anywhere close to the things that I mentioned, some of these items, and the piano black and all, on any of the other trim levels. And certainly you don't get the Bose music system. You can get leather in some of the other models. You don't get the ventilated seats. You don't get those taillights I showed you in the back. They come all the way across the back in LED. So, you know, and then of course you can spend a whole lot less if you bought the fabric seats and a turbo model. That's the other engine they have that is not naturally aspirated. It's a turbo engine that they put in the lower trim levels. So thanks very much for watching, everybody. I hope that you will agree and consider a Honda Accord. If you're going to go out and buy yourself a four-door car and you want a luxury car, you would probably get more length and wheelbase with a Lexus or even the Cadillacs and things like that. But this is as roomy as you really need. I mean, I'm very, very comfortable in here. You don't need to get all these other things that and spend thousands and thousands of dollars more money for something that doesn't have the reputation that the Honda has. And the warranty, it's 3 years, 36,000 miles, or is it 3 years, 50,000 miles? I forget. It might be. Don't quote me on that. It might be the higher mileage, but whichever comes first, bumper to bumper coverage. And they give you in 24, I think they got rid of it in 25. It's only 1 year or nothing at all. 2 years complimentary maintenance, all oil changes and tire rotations free of charge, any Honda dealer in the United States of America. So for the first 2 years, you're going to save a ton of money on fuel. You're not going to have any maintenance like oil changes and tire rotations. And you know, you don't put gas in it much. So it's once you make the price and buy it, you're one and done. And you could have it probably as many years as you want to keep it. And we all know the resale value of a Honda is tremendous, of all cars out there, including some Toyotas and things. But this has got everything that you need. I hope you liked it. Share the video. Please consider subscribing to the channel. I have an eclectic YouTube channel with lots of different types of videos, include cooking, travel, RV, everything. So thanks for viewing, everybody. Make sure you go out there and consider that Honda. Crush it.